Let's be real. We're just bombarded with information all day, every day. Opinions, hot takes, even straight up misinformation. It's a lot. So, in this kind of environment, what's our best line of defense? Well, what if I told you it's one of our oldest habits? Today, we're going to explore this really cool idea how reading can actually become your intellectual immune system. Whoa. The mind that doesn't read believes everything. That line hits hard, doesn't it? And for good reason. It's basically saying that without the context, without the critical thinking muscles you build from reading, you're just intellectually vulnerable. Your mind is like an open door, and any idea, whether it's true or totally false, can just wander right in and make itself at home. Okay, so that leads us to the big question, right? If a mind that doesn't read is basically an undefended mind, then how do you protect it? What does that defense even look like? How do we build, a mental fortress or an immune system against all the junk out there? That's the core question we're going to dive into right now. All right, section 1, a mind that believes everything. Let's first talk about what it really means to be in that vulnerable state, to have a totally undefended intellect. An empty mind is kind of like fertile ground for illusions. Think about it. A mind that doesn't have a solid foundation of knowledge is like an open field, right? Any seed of an idea, good, bad, crazy, can just land there and start to grow, completely unchallenged. Reading? Reading is the fence you build around that field. It protects you from the waves of misinformation, and most importantly, it lets you decide what gets planted in your own mind. So this really leads to a huge divide. We're talking about two totally different kinds of minds, the readers and the non-readers. And this isn't just about a hobby, you guys. It's a fundamental choice in how we exist, how we move through the world. And look at the difference here. The stakes are laid out so clearly. The non-reader's mind, it's passive. It gets led around like a herd. It's a hostage to rumors. It's basically living with someone else's mind. But the reader's mind, that's active. It's a fortress. It has an internal filter. And this is the big one. It questions before it believes. It's literally the difference between being a passenger in your own head and being the one behind the wheel, driving your own thoughts. Okay, so this brings us right to the heart of it all, reading as an intellectual immune system. We're going to look at how quality reading, and that's a key word, builds up these mental defenses. And this is so, so important. We're not talking about just passively scanning words on a page. Quality reading, it's an intellectual immune system that doesn't tell you what to think, it teaches you how to think. It's not about memorizing a bunch of facts, it's an active process. Its whole point isn't to just hand you opinions, but to give you the tools you need to build your own. So how does this immune system actually work? Well, first it teaches you to question things before you just accept them. Then it creates this amazing filter to help you separate what's actually substantive from all the noise. And over time, this builds up your immunity to misinformation and just bad arguments. And the result? You learn to actually think for yourself, not just follow whoever's shouting the loudest. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. But hold on, there's a really common trap we all fall into. It's not about the page count. We often think, oh, the more I read, the smarter I'll be. But the true measure of effective reading, well, it's something totally different. Yeah, so the false metric is the number of pages you turn. We all know that feeling of just trying to get through a book. But the true metric? The number of questions it sparks in your mind. That's the real game changer. The goal isn't just to mechanically check books off a list. The real value, the sign that your intellectual immune system is getting stronger, is when a book literally forces you to stop and think, when it makes you ask more questions than it answers. That's when the real learning is happening. And let's be honest, this process can be a little uncomfortable, but that's how you know it's working. Effective reading should challenge you. It's a sign you're on the right track when it destroys an illusion you held or builds a whole new foundation for how you understand something. It should act like a mirror, showing you, hey, here are the limits of what you know. And sometimes, yeah, it needs to be a hammer to just break apart those old beliefs built on ignorance. It's not passive at all. It's transformative. So where does all this lead? All this questioning, all this filtering, all this challenging of our own ideas, it all builds towards one incredible prize: creating your own mind. We're talking about true intellectual sovereignty. See, the whole point of reading isn't just to collect information, to become some kind of walking encyclopedia. No, it's about building consciousness. It's about constructing a unique, independent worldview that is 100% your own. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? He who doesn't read lives with someone else's mind,
and he who reads creates his own mind. That really captures the entire journey. It's the choice we all face every single day. Are we just going to rent out space in our heads to other people's ideas? Or are we going to do the tough but so rewarding work of building our own intellectual home, brick by brick, book by book?
So in the end, it all boils down to this one simple but really profound question. The tools are right there for you. The choice is yours. Which mind are you going to choose to build?